know about that, man. That's that old school hip hop right there, boy. Golden era. Big Daddy Kane in the building. Yeah, that's me, man. You know, I'm always on some classic R&B, classic hip hop, classic soul music. You know what I'm talking about? I try to listen to this new stuff, man. Every now and then I find a tune I like, but most of it don't do nothing for me, right? But look, that ain't why I turn my camera on. Yo, I turn on something else. What's up, man? It's your brother, Big Hill. Rock Quasi in the building. Each one teach one. So yeah, what compelled me to turn my camera on was a couple of things that was said to me recently, yesterday, matter of fact, about some posts that I have been making on Facebook. First one was about this little bowl I have that I fill up every day, or at least about 3 or 4 times a week. I ain't gonna say every day. Out of the 5 or 6 days I'm in this truck, 5 days or so, I usually fill it up about 4. And I fill it up with raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, grapes, baby carrots, and about 3 or 4 celery stalks. Most of the time I eat it raw, but every now and then I get some ranch dip or some honey mustard and I dip the vegetables in and I eat the grapes, you know. And then the other one was I made a post. Oh, and somebody called me, well, texted me and said, oh, you eat like a rabbit. I just laughed. I'm like, nah. I had to change my diet. Actually eating like a human being. The other one was, you know, recently last week I made several posts about whole food, plant-based eating. What some call vegan diets. I think some of the labels might even have vegan in the titles of the videos that I sent. And one of my friends, called me and said, man, you post a lot of stuff about how white folk eat. We don't eat like that. And yeah, and I want to address those 2 things right there in this video. So, well, I have to go back. Back when I was 50, right, I had hypertension. My blood pressure was real high. And as a lot of people know, I'm not into pharmaceuticals. I basically refused to do it, but this last month, I was backed into a corner. Now, since I was 50 all the way up until I would say last month, I say for at least 3 or 4 years, you know, I had to get serious about my blood pressure because I don't take pharmaceuticals. So, man, you know, I became a vegetarian, stopped eating meat, and started, you know, going back to the gym, exercising, just taking a holistic approach to a holistic, natural approach to lowering blood pressure. Because of the research that I had done, it could be done. You know, a lot of people don't know that you know, these cardiovascular illnesses are circulatory illnesses, and this disease that we get, you know, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, hypertension, these things that's killing black folks at an alarming rate can be reversed with a whole food plant-based diet. If you do the research, you'll find the same thing that I did. So these videos that I was posting are doctors actually talking about nutrition. One of them I like is Dr. Joel Furman. He talks about being a nutritarian. You know, eating a diet that you're gonna get the nutrients in the food. Certain nutrients, and then the type of food that you eat for these nutrients are greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. It calls them G-bombs. So, you know, a plant-based whole food diet. I don't like saying vegan because people tend to want to throw you in a box and look at you a certain kind of way. You know, want to minimize you or castigate you because you choose to eat. You know, I said I'm gonna eat what I want to tell you. I eat what I want to eat. It's just that what I eat, I want it to be healthy. So, as I was saying, I was forced into some medication last month, man, because I had got laxed on my damn diet. You know, for about 3 or 4 years. You know, I already knew that hypertension is one of those things that if you get hypertension and you don't keep it down, don't watch your sodium count, you start back eating a lot of processed foods which are high in sodium. You know, and then I was even starting to cheat. Like the last couple of months before I had to take this physical last month, man, I was cheating like hell on my diet, man. I was a part-time damn plant-based diet, because my ass was goddamn eating that garbage, you know. I had a couple of chicken sandwiches, a goddamn 2 for $6 at Arby's and shit, two for $5 at Wendy's, because you know I go in and it ain't nothing in there, and I just got laxed. I'm like, man, this shit is down. You eat what you want, eat what you want to tear with. And I just started cheating. I started getting real undisciplined in how I was eating. And I was justifying it in my mind by saying most of what I eat is still plants. And man, when I went and took that damn blood pressure, my blood pressure was high. And I did not have enough time to get it down before my DOT medical card expired. So I had to go to the doctor and get some medicine and go back the next week to show them, take this medicine for a week to get a card so I could keep working. But my blood pressure had got back up to like 140, 149 over like 100. And I was 142 over 100. And it's supposed to be, if it would have been down like 140 over 90, I would have been able to get the medical card. So man, they forced me, I was forced into it, and I felt I was in a real bad headspace about having to take these meds, because I don't fuck with medication. You know what I'm saying? But I've been taking them, man, get my blood pressure down, and I decided, man, to get real serious about my diet. So I've been, you know, looking at these documentaries and shit, and these, just trying to flood my consciousness, you know, because I've already went through the other process of changing my taste, but that's what helped me to keep it down for 3 years. Just over the last 4, 5 to 6 months, I got real damn sloppy with the way I was eating, you know what I'm saying? Gained a little weight. I ain't really gained no weight, but I can tell the difference in my appearance, you know what I mean? You know, gut and all this, you know. And then, you know, once I went back, I realized, once I went back and done a little more research, I realized, man, that the sugar and the caffeine that I was eating every day, them goddamn pastries, donuts, cinnamon rolls, honey buns, the shit that I like, sugar, caffeine's not good. You know, I did the research, and and then, you know, I got some pain that I'm dealing with in my back, in the lumbar area of my back, and that kind of, you know, contributes to hypertension too. So I had to put all that down, man. I ain't had a damn cup of coffee and a donut, and you know, it's funny how, you know, when you forced into something and you get serious about something, that you can stop. Because the whole time that I started back, I kept justifying it in my mind, but when I got on the medication, they put me on that medication, I was like, nah, hell no. So what I said, I'll go ahead and take this month worth of medication, get my blood pressure down, and then at the same time, get real serious about my diet, my plant-based whole foods diet. And that's what I'm doing, man. You know, I feel better. Got me a little blood pressure machine. I wasn't even monitoring this shit no more, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going on how I feel. If I'd have been monitoring, I would have knew it was high, and I would have made the necessary changes, right? Now, to address like what the brother said about white folk eating habits. Well, the only reason why these videos you don't see is black folk is because, you know, black folk ain't into healthy eating. We as a culture and as a people, why you think we dying from diabetes? Why you think diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and hypertension are killing black folk at an alarming rate? Why do you think so? It's because of the way we eat. And the first thing people say is that, open their mouth and say, oh, it's hereditary. No, diabetes and hypertension is not hereditary. When the doctor asked you, when you go to a physical, he asks you, do you you have a family history of diabetes, heart disease, he asks you these questions, right? Because those are predictor questions. Because what they do is he know that if they know that it's nutrition. Cardiovascular illness and circulatory illness in the body is because of nutrition. I done the research, man. You get the sludge buildup in your blood. You get arteriosclerosis in your veins. And all this is from eating meat, dairy, and processed foods. That's what it comes from. Do the research. I've done it. I'm not even going to argue about it. I've done the research. But what's hereditary is bad diet. Big Mama passed on to our parents. You know, hell, most of us were poor. You know what I'm saying? Most of us working class poor people trying to get way to feed our families. You know, our grandparents trying to feed their kids and our parents trying to feed their kids, us. And they passed down bad diets, greasy foods, fried chicken, pork, swine, processed foods, lots of sugar. You know what I'm saying? You go make a pitcher of Kool-Aid and put a whole cup of sugar in it. Most of us drinking sodas every day. Look on that can of soda and look how much sugar in it. It's like 72% sugar. It says like 49% plus 20-something added sugars. So in a 12-ounce can of soda, 70% is sugar. That means it's this much. And we're about that much soda. And the rest of it now. So yeah, man, that's why in these videos that I post, it's mostly white folk. But I'm gonna tell you something about these white folk. They dying too. I see them out here. I look at them all the time. I say, yeah, y'all eating this bullshit out here in this society. The standard American diet. Everybody on it. Anytime you go to a fast food restaurant, you're gonna see the lines full of people. There's very a small percentage of the American population, man, that's choosing to do a plant-based diet. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm doing it for health because I'm 55 years old, right? And I have two choices for the rest of my life now that I have hypertension. I dodged diabetes. Diabetes killed my mom. When my daddy was this age, my daddy was taking cholesterol medicine, blood thinners, diabetes medicine, blood pressure medicine, and painkillers, 5 pills, 55 years old. I only had to take one, and that's only for a month. I checked my shit this morning, it was normal range. But I'm gonna go ahead, man, and finish, you know, when I go back and get this physical a couple of weeks, get that 2-year card, I'm gonna put it down. And I just wanna make sure my blood pressure stays down until I can get that card. I said, I'll take that shit for a month. There's one thing I learned about herbs and naturopathy is that when you have a condition, you need to use medical science to get control over the condition and then ease into the plant-based diet. You don't, or the herbal remedies and stuff. You don't have hypertension, high hypertension numbers and think just because you're taking some herbs, you're gonna bring it down. It don't work like that. You know, you might have to get on the meds for a minute, like I did, for about a month, or 3 weeks or so, and then ease yourself off of it. So yeah, these things are killing black folk. And so with these videos that I watch, these doctors make these videos, because all the videos are made by doctors. You know what I'm saying? That's a primary source, is a doctor. But these are doctors who bold enough to tell you, man, that it's nutrition that's gonna heal these cardiovascular illnesses. It's nutrition that's gonna bring down my blood pressure. Like my blood pressure was low today, that's because for the last 2 weeks I've been on a whole food plant-based diet. You know what I'm saying? So, but back what I was saying, I got two choices. I could either take these meds and eat what I want to, but that's what most people do. They go to the doctor, they get on medication, and they don't want to change what gave them the condition, what you eat. They don't want to change that, so they feel like, okay, I'm on the meds so I can eat what I want to. I see that a lot with our elders. You try to tell one of our elders, man, to put that pig down, you got a fight on your hands. You know, so I could either change my diet and live the rest of these 25, 30 years. I'm gonna push for about 30 years. At 55, I figure I can get 30 more years if I, tomorrow ain't promising none of us, but what I'm pushing for is 30 more years. But I got a lot of stuff I need to do in a short period of time. So I could either eat right, eat healthy, live healthy, or continue to eat what I want to get the conditions that is done giving me. Bad health. You know what I'm saying? Continue to eat what I want and take the medication. Nah, man, keep that. Those drugs are dangerous, yo. For every med you take, you're gonna have some side effects. The one I was worrying about the most with these blood pressure medicine is goddamn erectile dysfunction. But I take other virility, libido, testosterone, virility and libido enhancing and testosterone building, supporting herbs. I use them regularly. Ashwagandha, macaroon, horny goat weed, tomcat Ali. I use these things early, so my woman said, nigga, you can stop trying to prove that the meds don't work. You all right? Me, I don't mind a little shame and self-promotion. But that's one reason why I never wanted to take the meds in the first place. His brother was telling me it was messing with your nature. And I said, man, since I got off that cracking shit 19 years ago, I don't want nothing else, man, that's gonna fuck with my libido and my nature, you know what I'm saying? So I don't plan on being on this shit. I got about another week worth of those pills. I said I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. They had me taking 2 a day, but I dropped it down to 1 a day. People scared to even do that. Or the doctor say you're supposed to take them. Man, I don't outsource my health. I know my body. If you study physiology and you study a little bit and listen to other doctors and shit, do your research, you can wean yourself off medicine. Yeah, go to the doctor if you want some heavy shit. I ain't gonna suggest that. That's just for me. That's just for me. What I do might kill your ass. So but I feel like they gave me them 2 pills a day. I took 2 pills for a week. My blood pressure down. I started taking 1 to see what it would do. Shit went back up. That's because I hadn't really changed my diet, like I was still eating that high sodium. So I started watching that sodium, and I said, fuck it, man. Right around the beginning of May, I'm going whole food plant-based. And I've done that. Well, I actually done it last week, the week before the first. And man, I've been checking my blood pressure, and my blood pressure's been normal. And I noticed that when I eat the garbage, like if I want to get a bag of chips and I ain't think about the sodium, and I eat something that's high in sodium, that'll spike the blood pressure. So I have to watch that stuff. I have to change the way I eat. Now, like I say, I could go get another prescription of medication. I could do that. Man, I don't want that shit. I'd rather change the way I eat. So if I got to goddamn eat T-bombs for the rest of my days, like today, I like when I left home, I made me some beans and rice with plant-based meat in it, right? Shit tastes pretty good. But it's plant-based meat. I got this other types of seasoning that don't have no sodium and MSG in it. So, you have to do that, man. You have to make changes. Kind of like that lyric, Michael Jackson song, I'm gonna make a change once in my life. Gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. And for me, making it right is keeping that blood pressure level down. The only reason why I'm doing it like this because I've done it before, back when I turned 50 and my blood pressure was down. I took 2 DOT physicals. In both physicals, I had got my blood pressure down to normal levels and didn't have to take no medication. Like I say, the last 4 or 5 months, I've been eating garbage. Been eating real shitty. You know what I'm saying? And that shit told on me when I took that physical. My blood pressure was high. So me knowing what to do about it, that's what I'm doing now. I said all that to say this. Take care of your health, brothers and sisters. Diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and hypertension are killing black folk at an alarming rate. It's because of our putting in our mouths, we don't care. And as soon as we get sick, we run to the doctor and get meds, and you think that just because you won't make, that's the end all, the cure all for something. You don't want to change how you eat, so you just stay on the medication. Now, you got to live the rest of your days on medication. Why? Because you don't want to change how you eat. Fuck that. I'm not going out like that. I don't want to be like my dad 30 years ago, when he was my age. He lived another 12 years. I plan on living another 20 to 30 years. My dad didn't even make it to 70 years old. Diabetes killed my mother. I see other elders suffering from diabetes and other cardiovascular illnesses and refuse to change their diets. I done lost 4 people over the last 5 or 6 years to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, blood pressure, having strokes and dying. Look at what's happened recently. 3 or 4 of these rappers, man. Niggas is dying in their 50s now. 50s is old age for black folk now. Nah, man. Not gonna be for me. I'm gonna do what's necessary, man, to live a healthy lifestyle without medication, without pharmaceuticals. They got me this, well, I ain't gonna say they got me, I got myself for being, not being disciplined. Not being as disciplined as I should have been over a 4 or 5 month period. Thinking just because I got it down, it's gonna stay down. No, you have to keep it down. Keep it down with diet and exercise. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep on eating fruits and vegetables, keep on eating G-bombs, study a little bit more about nutritarian, about getting nutrition through the food, so my body can get the vitamins and the minerals that it needs for me to keep a healthy homeostasis, especially in these days of COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to talk about that, but that's a whole nother topic. Fuck around said, don't even, they fuck around. But anyway, yeah, man, take care of yourself, brothers and sisters. Peace. I'm out.